when Isa was just a child. He found himself wandering into the temples to listen to sermons of the rabbis amongst a crowd of adults. He would listen to them intently, question them, and express his opinion without fear or intimidation. This was, however, not welcomed by learned rabbis, who felt threatened by having their authority challenged by a child. He was great at debating, and they often failed to respond to his questions, so instead they tried to silence him. But he would not shy away from wresting his views. As Isa grew older, the wisdom and the special abilities that Allah bestowed upon him became apparent to those around him, as was the mystery and miraculous nature surrounding his conception and birth. His entire life was filled with unexplainable miracles. This was a clear sign to the people of his prophethood. All the while, he called out to his people to worship Allah, the one true God. Surely Allah is my Lord and your Lord, so worship Him alone. This is the straight path. Now, into his adulthood, on the day of Sabbath, the Jewish priests maintained a holy day for complete rest. Although this day was chosen by Prophet Musa to dedicate for Allah's worship, strange practices were maintained by the Jews. Followers could not light or extinguish a fire. Women could not braid their hair, nor could they call a doctor to save a patient who was in critical condition. On this day, Isa, who was well aware of the apparently sacred practices of Sabbath, picked fruits to feed a hungry child and lit a fire to keep an old woman warm, practices that violated the law. Isa was observant of the monetization that occurred in the name of faith and worship. He observed how the priests earned a hefty living through the temple. He watched on as the temple had been transformed into a marketplace selling sheep and doves for sacrifice, and was astonished at how the poor could not afford the rates. Isa failed to understand why offerings were burned in the temple, when thousands of poor people were starving outside the temple walls. It was on this night that Prophet Zechariah and Yahya were killed, and Isa received the message from his Lord. In his first revelation, Allah commanded Isa to begin preaching the truth to the children of Israel who were clearly led astray.